If you're a writer trying to work on your dream book while also balancing a 9 to 5, you probably don't need me to tell you just how hard this is. And if you're also in an industry where deadlines and crunch time are so normalized that you feel guilty not working 10-hour days, well, I guess the good news is you're not alone. My name is Marta, I'm an aspiring author working on my debut trilogy Project Side, and for the past few years, every time I'm even remotely close to a work deadline, my book flies out the window, I lose all momentum and completely forget where the hell the story was going, and the entire 5-year plan gets delayed by another few months. And I am determined not to let it happen this time. So as yet another work deadline approaches, where my usual strategy might be to take a step back from YouTube, this time we're going to be doing the opposite. I'm going to be vlogging for this entire week, taking you along on a week in my life as an engineer during crunch time while continuing to prioritize my dreams, my goals and my book. Either that or my camera will be flying out the window in a couple of days as well. We'll find out, I guess. Hello there, happy Monday. It is currently 8:45 and I haven't done any writing yet today, so we're gonna keep this short because I need to get to work as soon as possible because my brain just, there's like a switch and after 9 p.m. I stop being able to do things, so really better hurry up, I've got like 15 minutes. I actually really like Mondays. I discovered this a bit by accident, but absolute life hack if you don't like your job or if you do like your job but you also like what you do on weekends and you don't enjoy Mondays as a general rule. Schedule something really fun on Mondays as a regular thing, because I signed up to do some like pole dancing lessons a little while ago, which I was just sort of trying it out. I wasn't sure if I'd want to stick to it, but it's been a couple of months and I'm really enjoying it. And they just happen to be on Mondays, and genuinely, I actually look forward to Mondays now. So like, I've basically I came back from my class, had dinner, washed my hair and stuff, and now I'm just like, okay, I have to wait an entire week for the next one, so I'm already looking forward to next Monday, even though I have a whole weekend in between to enjoy not being at work. But yes, I've had a very good evening, I've had a really exhausting day. Also a good thing about having a scheduled thing on Mondays is it works as a bit of a boundary, and it's this set in stone boundary. It's something I've paid for, something that I have to arrive at a certain time to do. No one at work knows that I do pole dancing. I would just call it the gym and my gym class because I'm a female engineer working in an all-male team and I do not need my co-workers knowing that I do pole dancing. I can just live without that, but yeah, Mondays are like the only day where I very rarely have to stay late. And when I do, I normally know about it in advance, so I don't schedule a class and then I'm not like wasting money on a class that I can't go to. Yes, anyway, writing. We are gonna be doing a little bit of writing. I don't normally do very much on Mondays because I get home quite late, but I've got a consistency change that I need to make in an earlier chapter that I discovered yesterday, and I think that's gonna take me maybe like 20 minutes to do. I just need to find the right scene and add a little interaction that I missed the first time around. So we're gonna do that real quick, and that will be like something of my writing list done, even if it will only take like 20 minutes, but let's get to work. I had a bit of a shit day at work today, and when I came up with the idea for this video, one of the things I wanted to talk about was how it's okay to want to have a creative career in writing and also have a job that you really like and actually not want to quit. Today I feel like quitting my job, but I still want to have that discussion, just we're definitely not doing that today because yeah. I really like my job most of the time. It's just been not a good day, but it's alright, it's an outlier, we're good. The good news is because I was having such a rough time, I just absolutely couldn't bear the idea of staying late. So we left not quite on time, but like almost on time. And I got home reasonably early, and I've just been in the living room writing for the past hour, and getting a full hour of writing on a weekday is actually like a lot. I don't normally get that much in, and I'm very happy with it. It started off well. I was working on a chapter that during the reread of draft 1 was probably one of my least favorite chapters in the book, like it needed so much work. And the draft 2.1 version was noticeably better, but it's still quite lacking. So I've basically just gone and had another pass through it. I think it just needs more. I think it needs to stay. I don't think I can get rid of it, unfortunately. It is very necessary for the plot. But I think I might either try and keep the setting and keep the idea of it, but try and rewrite the dialogue from scratch, stop trying to like polish something that just isn't good and write something better, but with the existing idea. Or I might try and reframe it, change the time scale a little bit. I don't know. I don't really think there is much I can do. But am I just saying that because I'm too lazy to do something about it and come up with a better idea? I don't know. Where's my camera? Look funny. No, that's just a light. Anyway, problem for tomorrow. I will probably end up working quite late tomorrow because I am so behind at this point. Like, I'm getting quite stressed about all the stuff I need to finish in the next few weeks at work. And it's just not gonna happen unless I stay late. But we are setting healthy boundaries, and even if I am staying late, I am going to make sure that I leave just early enough that I have enough energy to dedicate at least like 10-15 minutes to my book in the evening, because we don't want to completely throw the book out the window. We want just enough progress to keep the momentum going, so that when the deadline is over and when I have a bit more work-life balance again, I haven't completely lost track of what I was doing. That's the goal. But all of that waffle aside, today is actually a really exciting day. I haven't downloaded this yet, but let me take a look. It hasn't even... Oh, it's downloading. Today, if you hadn't guessed by that, is Katie's release day for Backhanded Compliments, and it's the release day in the US. It's actually not coming out as a paperback in the UK for another month and a bit, which is insane, but fortunately Kindle's instant. I don't have to wait a month plus for my book to be delivered, even though I am getting a physical copy as well. So as a little treat, now that I've done my writing for the day, I get to read this book. I'm so excited. Okay, it's downloaded, but it's still not showing me the cover. I wanna see the cover. She's a lot more stunning in color, and I cannot wait to put this on my shelf, but for now, it's on my Kindle instead, and that's just gonna have to be good enough for now. Hello. First of all, I feel like I didn't do a great job at filming for the last half of this week, which is mostly because I was leaving work late and I was really tired. which is understandable because the whole concept of this video is that I am working overtime, so filming is just the first thing that slips. I was trying really hard not to let the writing slip, but the talking to the camera part did slip. But hello, happy to see you here. I guess before we do anything else, you probably want a little bit of a wrap up of how things went. So I was able to do a little bit over 2 hours of writing during the week, so just Monday to Friday. And I did a little bit under 4 hours of overtime. So I think that's pretty good. I did purposely pick a week that was going into a season of crunch time, but not quite everything's on fire yet. So during a later week in this deadline process, like filming's not happening, writing is hopefully still going to be happening, we'll see. So I expect next week I'll probably be doing twice the amount of overtime, so if I can get half the amount of writing that I did this week, I think I'd be pleased with that. So that would be 1 hour of writing, which is 12 minutes per day, Monday to Friday, which is feasible. I can do anything for 12 minutes per day. But even during this slightly less stressful week, some days I got a substantial amount of writing in, but most of the time I didn't. And I just want to chat about that for a bit, because I don't think that what I'm doing at the minute is about making progress. It's about not losing track. So a couple of times that I sat down to write this week, I just couldn't get any words out, and I didn't want to force that. But what I was doing was, one of the times, for example, I read the next scene that I was gonna edit, realized that it has a bit of white room syndrome, which is something that I generally just struggle with a lot. And then I spent 10 minutes doing a bullet point list of possible things that I can add to the scene to describe it better. So no writing, just bullet points, and I find that that method really helps. Like, I can continue thinking about the story and like sort of be present in the world, but it's very low pressure, and when it comes to the weekend, hopefully tomorrow, I'll be able to remember where I am, and I'll be able to get some writing done if I'm not too tired. One thing that I wanted to discuss in this video that it just really didn't feel like it this week, so I didn't talk about it earlier in the week, but it is still true, even if I had a couple of bad days this week. And that is that I actually enjoy my job, and I think that there's a lot of representation on authortube and on YouTube in general, of people that are trying to do something creative as a way out of the 9 to 5. And I think there's an underrepresentation of people that at doing something creative as well as the 9 to 5, and that actually want to continue doing both things. And I think in an ideal world, if I could cut down my hours at work and maybe like have Fridays off or something like that, I would. But at this point, I don't actually want to quit my job. I would like to continue working on my career and progressing in my career, and having that ambition in something outside of my creative work, while also still working towards my creative career and my creative dreams at the same time. And balancing those two things, if you genuinely want both, is really difficult, because you can't just do badly at work so you can save your energy for your creative work in the evenings, or like not push hard at work because you don't care about promotions, because I do care about promotions, because I want to continue doing well in the projects that I get, so that I get bigger projects and more interesting projects. And honestly, I think wanting both things is harder than wanting your writing to get you out of your career. I think both things are hard. I mean, relying on a creative pursuit for income is really hard, but I think breaking up your excitement and breaking up your energy between two very opposing things, because my career as an engineer is very, very logical, very, very maths and analytics based, and then I've got my writing, which is very creative, and I also do visual art, which is also very creative, and it's just a lot to balance, but I think it's worth it because I want to do both. So, but I guess I just wanted to mention that briefly, because when I talk about wanting to continue writing throughout that line, that is genuinely because I want to continue working on my book, and I do want it to be finished sometime this decade, but I also want to work on the deadline because I also want to do well in my job, and I think that's okay. I think it's okay for people to want to do both. So if that's you, you're not alone. That is a completely valid choice, and hopefully it is not just me. I was originally planning on continuing the vlog until the weekend, but honestly, if you want to know what my life looks like as a writer working a job on the weekends, literally watch any other one of my videos, because they're all filmed on the weekend. So, thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful week. Bye bye. I was being perfectly fine until you started watching.
I'm concerned about you.
Yeah, no kidding.